So there's a Supreme Court nomination from Biden, and there's a hearing going on. I haven't been watching the hearing, to be honest. Normally I would. I just, I've been clipping. I've been watching the clips, and so, here we have some very interesting stuff here. Now again, I want to note that this is from the RNC research account, right? And this is from the GOP account. So they're obviously just being very racist. They're being overtly racist. Like there's literally no possible way you could claim that this is not racist. I mean, there is no, there is literally, it is impossible. It is impossible, right? There is no counter argument. There is no anything. They are racist and they are proud. Anyone that doesn't agree with that statement is a lunatic and they are not in the real world, right? So again, this is what the GOP has been advertising. And then this is a clip. Now again, this is a clip that the RNC research account is posting. So this is them, the Republican Party, going oh shit, we're going to be posting bangers today. So anyway, Josh Hawley and I believe Ted Cruz had some really, really bizarre questions for Ketanji Brown Jackson. And again, this goes into the wider thing going on in this country with the Republican Party. So let's just watch this.
Prosecutor in this case, it's a liberal administration, I think it's fair to say. This isn't the state of Texas. See my colleague from Texas next to me here. The prosecutor in this case, nevertheless, still asked for 2 full years in prison. You gave the defendant 3 months. Guidelines called for 10 years. Prosecutor wanted at least 2. You gave him 3 months. And when you did, you made a number of arguments and statements in the record, and I'd like to go through some.
Now, note, by the way, again, this is the RNC research clip here. This is them, in their mind, posting bangers. Right? This is their mind. This is okay. And note that they start the question in the middle of it, okay?
Because I've read them all. And the first argument you made was that the federal guidelines that punished child porn offenders, the ones that Congress wrote, were, and I'm quoting you now, are in many ways outdated. That's your quote. And you went on to say about why you thought they were outdated. I'm going to quote you again. You say, and I quote, "I don't feel that it's appropriate to increase the penalty on the basis of the number of images or prepubescent victims," meaning little kids, "as the guidelines require, because these circumstances exist in many cases, if not most, and don't signal an especially heinous or egregious child pornography offense," end quote.
So, okay, now let's be very clear here on what's going on. So, the GOP has two things that they've been running on in the culture war for this midterm season. Those things are CRT, critical race theory, aka you're black, right? And, the gays and the transgenders are grooming our kids and they're sexualizing our kids. So this is what happens when those two things get married. So this is, again, so I want to be very clear. If you are a judge in as many positions as Brown Jackson has been in, you have been involved in cases of all things, right? So the idea that Josh Hawley is going to pick apart a case about child porn, right? It's only for the signaling. Again, the RNC page is posting bangers. This is oh, look, brave Senator Hawley, who, by the way, can we talk about the Democratic Party real quick? 14th Amendment, Section 3, clearly states, if you engage in an insurrection or give aid or comfort to those engaging in an insurrection, you are banned from holding office anywhere, municipal, state level, federal level. You are banned from holding office. Cori Bush, a member of the House, brought forth legislation in the week after January 6, 2021, to actually invoke 14th Amendment, Section 3. The Democratic Party controls the House, theoretically controls the Senate, right? They could have adopted this resolution. They could have promoted this, saying the GOP is a terrorist organization. They chose not to. And this is the result. Josh Hawley is not legally allowed to be here. Why am I listening to what he has to say? He is illegally holding the Senate seat. This is against the law. This is an unconstitutional Senate seat that he is speaking from. This Senate seat should have been filled in February of 2021 by a different person. Whether or not they would have been a Republican, whatever. Josh Hawley, again, violated the Constitution when he gave aid and comfort to those engaging in an insurrection by pretending that they were noble, engaging in them before the actual, storming of the Capitol, telling them that he supports them, and then again trying to lie about the 2020 election. He belongs in federal prison. He violated the 14th Amendment, Section 3. So again, I just want to be very clear. This should not even be happening. If Democrats actually cared, again, these people wouldn't be here. So I just want to say that. Now, again, on the Republican side, we need to talk about how dumb Americans are. Americans are dumb and Americans are racist, right? But Americans, they kind of understand saying the N-word, not so good, right? So the Republican Party is like, how can we say the N-word without saying the N-word? And that's where this stuff comes from. That's where this comes from. This is their best attempt at saying the N-word without actually saying the N-word, right? And again, Americans are dumb and Americans are racist. So they see this and they go like, oh no, my white kid's gonna be guilty. Whoa, yeah, white guilt. And then again, Republicans are also doing significant amounts of gay bashing, trans bashing, saying that just the fact that someone is gay or trans means that they are sexually grooming children. They're all child predators. Every gay person, every trans person is a child predator. That's what they're trying to do. And this is, again, the merging of these two conspiracy theories. So I want to be very clear with the context here.
I just want to ask you about that because I just have to tell you I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. We're talking about 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds. He's got images of these, the government said added up to over 600 images, gobs of video footage of these children, but you say this does not signal a heinous or egregious child pornography offense. Help me understand that. What word would you use if it's not heinous or egregious? How would you describe it?
Thank you, Senator, for letting me...
Correction for Brown Jackson here. This is not a senator. This is some guy who everyone's pretending is a senator. He's not actually a senator. This isn't a senator. This is some guy pretending on TV. So just to be very clear, thank you, Senator, doesn't apply here.
Press the concern that you've put forward based on the record that you've reviewed. As a judge who is a mom and has been tasked with the responsibility of actually reviewing the evidence that you would not describe in polite company, the evidence that you are pointing to, discussing, addressing in this context is evidence that I have seen in my role as a judge. And it is heinous. It is egregious. What a judge has to do is determine how to sentence defendants proportionately consistent with the elements that the statutes include, with the requirements that Congress has set forward.
So again, this is them posting bangers. Like, they just cut off the rest of the context. The RNC is just like, oh, look, she saw the child porn. Now, again, I want to be very clear here, right? If you're a judge, you're going to be facing a case of just about everything. You're going to be dealing with domestic, abuse. You're going to be dealing with people that, are, killed people. You're going to be dealing with drugs, right? Because for whatever reason, this country decided drugs are a crime. You're going to be dealing with all kinds of things, right? So her answer is very clear. I am a consistent judge. I'm trying to be consistent. Now, again, they cut off the rest of the context here because, again, the RNC doesn't want, this is all marketing for them. They want to show what makes them look the best. And again, it needs to be very understood that this is not out of the ordinary. Like, every judge probably as most judges have probably ruled on cases like this in similar ways, right? And so, again, this is all just trying to do, it's the marketing. It's, bringing these things up. Because, again, you need to understand, most Americans are fucking dumb, and they're fucking racist, they're fucking homophobic, and they're fucking transphobic. They're garbage. A majority of Americans are shit on my shoes. They are fucking trash. They're shit fucking dumpster fires, right? And so they don't understand anything at all. So you show them this clip, they don't know who this person is, right? They think, oh, well, she's black, so CRT, right? Because that's what Ted Cruz was talking about, and I got another clip for that too. Well, Ted Cruz, CRT, that's basically that's what they're trying, is the modern day N-word. That's as close as they're trying to get. Maybe they'll get a little closer, who knows, right? And then Josh Hawley's like, oh, well, she's a radical leftist CRT agent black woman, so therefore, well, let's just throw the grooming stuff at her, because that's doing so well in Florida, Idaho, Texas, etc. Let's just throw the grooming stuff at her, saying that she's light on child porn when that's not even the case. Right, this is just like one small nitpick, and again, it's embarrassing. He's just straight up lying. Josh Hawley's just straight up lying about all the details of this case for fun and entertainment. And again, this is what happens when you're a quote unquote senator. He's not a real senator. You just get up there and lie. People will see the lie. They'll think it's true, and then the fact check nowhere to be found. They don't look at the fact check. They don't go, wait a second, this sounds a little bizarre. Let me look this up. No one does that. They just go well, Senator said it, so it must be true. And she is black, so it makes a lot of sense. And that, again, Americans are dumb and racist. They're fucking garbage. This is a shithole country. So again, it's just this is what's happening. This is what they're trying to do. The Republican Party, and that is including Joe Manchin, because I would be shocked if Joe Manchin... I would be shocked if she gets on the Supreme Court. Let me just tell you, I would be shocked. I would be genuinely shocked if that happened. I hope it happens, right? But I would be extremely fucking shocked if she actually makes it to the Supreme Court, because the Republican Party, and as well as Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, are racist morons. They're fascist lunatics, and they have to be stopped at all times, right? And so what they're probably going to try to do is run out the clock until the midterms, hope that they get the Senate back, and then just say, fuck it. That's what I assume is going to happen. Now again, I hope that Joe Manchin decides, maybe I'll put a little bit of effort into stopping fascism today. And, I hope, but I would be shocked. I would be shocked. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to meld all the conspiracy theories together. She's woke, she's CRT, she's grooming, it's all the Republican conspiracies that I've been covering over the last 2 years. And they're all they're all boiling down into the same thing. It's just it's all the paths, meet, and this is what the reaction is. This is the full conspiracy. This is the end game for them until they bring about more conspiracies. So, I don't know, man. This sucks. It sucks to live in this country. It sucks to just see how ridiculous these motherfuckers are. And they get away with it every single time. Every single time they get away with it.